Aloha, my friends. This is Billy Wiggly coming at you live from the Ninth Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. How you doing today? Are you staying positive, focused on solutions, also known as positives? Anytime we have a negative coming to us, which is typically a problem, we want to focus on a solution. Stay focused on solutions all the time. It's the same thing as staying focused on the positives, and that'll enable you to develop a habit to maintain your PMA, positive mental attitude. And I'm positive you're going to enjoy this tool right here. I'm about to show you how to quickly get answers, because a lot of you have been calling me and talking to me. A lot of you, my students, are asking me all the time, hey, I'm doing a lot of data analysis, Billy. How you're asking me about pivot tables, you're asking me about Power Query, you're asking me about Power Pivot. And I'm saying, why don't we just learn how to ask the right questions first? Let's start with the basics by setting up your data properly. Here, we've set up our data properly. It's in the table. And then all we got to do is just say, Excel, tell me, analyze my data, and give me some suggestions. Like what you're going to see right here. Isn't that cool? Check it out. Yeah, it's answering questions. And now we can even ask it some questions. It's even saying, hey, look, how about you try asking it some of these questions? So it's helping us. I'm going to show you today how to use the Analyze data tool that you've been staring at, but you never really wanted to press it because maybe you were scared. And what we always say here is, don't get mad, get skills. Check it out. Alrighty. Let's take a look at our Excel workbook that we have right over here. And this workbook is a Power Station sample. We look at the name of our workbook, and it's talking about all these different power stations, and we've got all these different header rows. You know, we've got the state, county, company header rows, right? And then we took this range of data and we converted it into a table, and now we can start analyzing it. Let's take a look at some workbook statistics. So I'm just going to click on workbook statistics, just right down there on the lower left hand corner, workbook statistics. And let's see what Excel is telling us. This workbook, or this current sheet, the end of the sheet is at cell H 17,636, and we've got 141,800 or 141,083 cells with data and one table. No formulas in there. Pretty cool, right? That is your workbook stats. So why don't I just go right ahead and just head over to my home tab. And right here in our home tab, this tool is so beneficial, and Microsoft wants us to use it, that they placed it on the home tab. Excuse me. Right at the very beginning, so we can take a look at it and you can discover more about your data. What I did earlier, right at the beginning of the stream, I just pressed a shortcut. I just did Alt to show me my keys, H for home, and then I could see that the FE was the next button I needed to press to launch the Analyze data tool. I'm just going to go ahead and press it and watch what happens. Remember, most importantly, you got to understand the basics and have your data set up properly. So if you don't know the 7 habits of effective lists, the Analyze tool is not going to work for you. So check it out. Let's just go right ahead and press the Analyze tool. It's analyzing the data right now. Look at that. It's not really making those noises. I am. And look what it's done. It has given us some options. Let's take a look at these options. It's saying, hey, look, maybe you want to know the capacity by company and county. Here we have it. Maybe you want a chart that tells you, the energy source code. Maybe you want a chart that shows you the frequency of capacity. And it's even telling you, look, these are additional questions that you can ask, and maybe you can click on which fields interest you most, and then you can select. And what does this look like to us? Kind of looks like a pivot table field list, right? So let me just go right ahead, close this. Let's click on Analyze Data again. And let's just ask it a question. So part of analyzing data is understanding how to answer questions that you're being asked. So typically you get a bunch of data and your boss, or even maybe you want to know something about this data. So you have to be really careful about how you ask this question. The way you ask this question is going to ensure that you get the right results. The same thing here. So let's say I want to know what are the top 3 plants? And then I enter. And so now Excel is saying, hey, look, maybe we can't really find a good answer. Maybe you want to try these. So your skill becomes, as an analyst, is how to ask the right questions so that you can get the answers that you're looking for. And Excel here is going, hey, it maybe be better if you try, hey, top 3 in plant name by total capacity. Okay, I think that's what I meant. The top 3 plants that generate the most wattage. Top 3 plants by total capacity. Now, I could have just pressed the suggestion and I would have got this result. So here we go. So now I see that these are the 3 plants. And I go, okay, you know what? I like that. I like that. So let me go with this solution for now. So I'm going to click Insert the Pivot Table. And here we have our pivot table already set up for us. Nice. And then we can start working with it right here, right? We can do different things. We can say, hey, show me the grid lines. Don't show me the grid lines. But we can work with the data here now, right? We can say, hey, let's insert a little chart here. So you can put Alt F1. Alt F1. So that shortcut is Alt plus F1, and that inserts your default chart into the same worksheet. So then here's our top 3 plants right here, and that's just based on just asking a question. They kind of gave us the solution already, and we can say, hey, you know what, we like this solution right here. And then what if I want to put in a slicer? So then I just click on the chart right here if I want to, and go to my pivot chart, analyze, and insert a slicer right there if I like to, by say energy description. So that's going to give me a lot of options. So by geothermal, what are my top 3, my top counties by geothermal, by jet fuel, and the like. So there's a lot of different things that we can do here. Let's say we like this suggestion. Now let's find something else. Let's take a look at our data, and let's say, what is the highest capacity? Okay, what is the plant with the highest capacity? And there we have it. Top plant question, what is the plant with the highest capacity? And then there's the answer for us. And we say, hey, we like that. Insert this pivot table too. So we'll say insert this pivot table, and now we got a suggestion number 2. See this right here? We got the original source data, we got suggestion 1, and we got suggestion number 2 right there. Just like that. Isn't that cool? Yes. And now look at this. This is the plant with the highest capacity. Now we can go back to pivot table analyze and insert another slicer right here. And then just go, let's say, state. And there's going to be a lot of states that appear. So let's say the top plants in Alaska, Arizona, and Colorado. And out of those, by total capacity, Palo Verde is the one that has the highest capacity in those states. So look, there's a whole lot of different things that you can do just by learning how to ask the right questions. How many different plant names are there? Just like that. There's 5,349. There's our answer. Now, you want to know more details about this solution that you have right here? Well, then that's where your pivot table skills start coming in, where you're just going to do a drill down. Click, click. And then now when I do a drill down, click, click. Whoops, click, click. Oh, I can't do a drill down on this one. Oh, because it's just spitting out a name for me. Okay, it's not, it didn't actually create a pivot table for me, it created a table for me. When here, because this is a pivot table, I can do a drill down. I just double click on it, and then there's where this information is coming from. That's the details of this number right here. It's called a pivot table drill down. So that's your analyze data tool. Isn't that a pretty cool tool? And all you got to do is just learn how to ask the right questions. How do you launch it? Well, you can use the shortcut. Remember, Alt. It's going to be Alt H F E, and it launches your analyze data tool. And for this tool to work properly, remember, you got to know the 7 habits of effective lists, and you're going to learn them by taking my courses. So I encourage you to click the links in the description. You're watching this live stream on LinkedIn. I haven't had the opportunity to put in a description for you with the links. As soon as this live stream ends, I'm going to go ahead in there and put in the links that you need. You're watching this on YouTube, click on the links, and it's going to take you to my #1 selling course on Udemy, and it's Excel shortcuts, Excel tips, Excel tricks, Excel skills overall. This course right here, it's got 4.6 star rating out of 8,381 reviews, and I've got almost 27,000 students. Come on now. Everybody's happy because we're always hearing angels. We're always hearing angels when we get things right in Excel, and this course is going to help you do it. So, my friends, remember, I love you. Most of all, I want you to keep on learning. And remember, don't get mad. Get skills. Aloha.